Most people think buying a cold wallet instantly makes their crypto secure, but that's where I've seen a lot of investors go wrong. Because the truth is, if you're not using your cold wallet correctly, then it's not going to protect your crypto. And that's why in April, this last month, there were $600 million in crypto losses due to wallet compromises. And yes, some of those victims, or probably a lot of them, were using cold wallets. So in this video, I want to break down 5 to 6 different mistakes that I see people make with their cold wallets, one of which completely bypasses your wallet security. So the first one, and of course, as always, if you have questions, comments, concern as we're going through these, please drop them down in the chat. And I'll get to them here in a bit. Um, and also, we do have some links down in the description that I can go over later, but I'll go over them quickly as well right now. We got a couple of huge deals going on. Ledger is offering up to $80 in free Bitcoin when you buy a Ledger wallet. That link's in the description. And then Tangem has 30% off their wallets plus free Bitcoin as well. If you're looking for a cold wallet or decide that you want one as we go through this. But that's actually a perfect segue into the first mistake, which is buying the wrong cold wallet. So one of the most common questions I get on my channel is, what's the best cold wallet to get? Or what is the best cold wallet? There's absolutely no way I could answer that for anyone without knowing more details. So the way that I always suggest choosing a cold wallet, because at the end of the day, all cold wallets do the same thing. They store the keys that are used to access and manage your crypto offline in a secure environment. That's why they're secure. But what really determines what is the best cold wallet for you comes down to about 3 things. Number one, of course, is what crypto do you hold? Because different cold wallets support different cryptocurrencies. So if the cold wallet you get doesn't support the crypto you hold, then you literally can't use it. So the first thing you always want to check is that the cold wallet you're going to buy supports the crypto you plan to secure with it. Number two is, does the cold wallet work with your device at home? Some cold wallets like Tangem only work with Android and iOS mobile devices. It doesn't work with your tablet or your computer. So if you don't have an iOS or Android phone with NFC, you wouldn't be able to use Tangem. Whereas something like certain Trezor wallets, like the older Trezor wallets, they're really only made to be used on desktop devices. So device compatibility would be the second thing. And then one of the most important things I would say is your experience level. I've seen some people jump into air-gapped wallets like the Keystone 3 Pro, which is really not an enjoyable wallet to use, in my opinion, because it's more complex. You have to, upgrade the firmware with using a micro SD card. You have to sign transactions in air-gap mode by scanning QR codes and doing a bunch of stuff that really isn't convenient. And if you've never used a cold wallet before, it's honestly just annoying and kind of confusing. So you have to know where you stand. If you're a complete beginner, then you want a beginner friendly wallet. Another mistake that I see a lot of people making, which is even more of a threat now because recently there were some fake wallets being found on third-party websites, is ordering your hardware wallet from third-party websites. And yes, that includes Amazon. eBay is a terrible place to order hardware wallets. I've even seen them on Facebook Marketplace here in my town. If you're going to invest in a cold wallet, just spend the extra money and get it directly from the manufacturer. Don't risk buying it on Amazon. If you can, some countries, your only option might be to buy it on Amazon, but if you have the choice, buy directly from the manufacturer. Also, most manufacturers offer better deals anyways than you're going to get on any third-party website, such as a Ledger deal in the description, such as a Tangem deal in the description. You probably won't find those deals anywhere else. So usually it's a better option to get it from the manufacturer anyways. So that's mistake number one, choosing the wrong wallet. Mistake number two that I don't talk about enough is, once you get your wallet and set it up, is not testing your seed phrase. So some people, most wallets will have you do this in some sort of way. But basically what I mean is, you want to make sure that the seed phrase you write down when you set up your wallet is written down in the correct order and you have the right words. Now, with most wallets like Ledger, Trezor, OneKey, during the setup process, it'll display the seed phrase, you'll write it down, and then before you can move on with the wallet setup, it will make you re-enter all of the words that you just wrote down to ensure that you wrote it down in the correct order. That alone is enough, in my opinion. I think if you can do that, if you write it down and you re-enter the words correctly, then I think it's pretty safe to say that you wrote down the seed phrase in the right order. But some wallets will only have you enter, 4 of the 24 words or 8 of the 24 words that you wrote down. One example would be Tangem. If you create a seed phrase using Tangem, it only has you enter a few of the words. My suggestion is to, if that is the wallet you're using, if it only has you re-enter a few words to confirm the seed phrase, if that sounds like your wallet, my suggestion before putting any crypto on it would be to factory reset the wallet and then import your seed phrase just to confirm that you wrote it down correctly. How do you know if you wrote it down correctly? If the import is successful, then you're good to go. What would happen if you wrote it down incorrectly? Well, let's say, you have a Tangent wallet, you write down the seed phrase, you transfer $1,000 worth of crypto to it, and then something happens like you forget your access code or for some reason you can't access your Tangent wallet. So you go to access your wallet using the seed phrase, maybe on another wallet, um, and the seed phrase doesn't work. There's absolutely no way you'll ever be able to recover your crypto. And this has happened to a few people that I've talked to here on the channel. Um, and I mean, it's game over. There's absolutely no way to get your crypto back. So, mistake number two, not testing your recovery. And mistake number three, now, this is arguably the greatest mistake on the list. And I know a lot of you are doing it because I see a lot of your comments. Um, I'm here on the live streams and I know a lot of you are making this mistake. And it is the biggest risk that instantly bypasses your wallet security. If you do this, your cold wallet isn't a cold wallet anymore. You've turned it into a hot wallet. And that is using the same wallet to do everything. So, what a lot of people do is, they'll get their Ledger wallet, they'll transfer all their crypto to it, and then they'll be like, okay, cool, I'm secure. Nothing can hack my crypto now. Except where they go wrong is they keep using their hardware wallet the same way they were using their hot wallet, like MetaMask or whatever. Once you transfer your crypto to your hardware wallet, assuming this is your long-term storage, like the crypto you transfer here is the crypto you want to keep secure for years to come, you should not be connecting it to any third-party websites. So the $600 million in crypto that was lost in April was due to wallet compromises, which means people were interacting with DeFi platforms being like decentralized exchanges, liquidity protocols, basically any kind of platform where you have to connect your wallet and sign a transaction. If you're doing that with your hardware wallet, you're signing transactions by connecting it to different websites. Your hardware wallet isn't cold anymore because you've basically opened up a back door by signing that contract approval. And what ends up happening, it could happen one of two ways. If you visit a malicious website, like it's a bad website from the beginning, you sign that transaction, you could literally be approving a scammer or a hacker to take crypto out of your wallet. And that's what happens to a lot of people. On the flip side, maybe you are using a legitimate platform. Maybe you're using something like Uniswap or Jupiter on Solana, and you're signing swap transactions. Even though that is a legit transaction today, it's not malicious. You are still basically leaving a backdoor open to your wallet because you're signing spend approvals. And what a spend approval allows the contract to do is take crypto from your wallet. And a lot of these spend approvals are indefinite. So if you never revoke it, they're always going to be there, which means if that contract that you sign is ever compromised in the future, like if Uniswap or Jupiter is ever hacked in the future, your wallet is instantly at risk because you've already signed that spend approval, which means someone could come on later and drain your wallet. Now, this is theory. It has happened in the past. But the goal is to eliminate that risk completely. That's why we use hardware wallets. So if you're using your hardware wallet like a hot wallet and you're using it to interact with DeFi, you're claiming airdrops with it, you're not using it the right way. and you're not taking advantage of the security that hardware wallets are supposed to provide. Which leads me to mistake number 4, and that is keeping all of your crypto in one wallet. So the way that I use my hardware wallets, again, is, I have multiple wallets. But let's just say you have one hardware wallet. The best way to use your one hardware wallet is to treat it like a savings account. You'd have the bulk of your crypto on this. Let's say you had $5,000 in crypto, transfer it to your hardware wallet from the exchange, and just leave it there. That's it. If you ever want to transfer your crypto back to the exchange to sell it, you could do that safely. But if you're going to do anything in DeFi, don't use your one hardware wallet to do that. Just use a separate hot wallet like MetaMask or Phantom or whatever software wallet you like to use. That way you're separating the risk, and you're basically eliminating the risk from your hardware wallet and putting it all on your software wallet. And since the bulk of your crypto is stored on your hardware wallet, the bulk of your crypto is going to remain safe. Now, if you have a little more money in crypto, and there's no set amount of money that you should have before you think about diversifying it. $1,000 is a lot of money. $10,000 is a lot of money. $100,000 is a crap ton of money. So whatever that a lot of money means to you, something I would recommend doing is diversifying your crypto into multiple wallets. So you could have 2 Ledger wallets if you wanted to, nothing wrong with that. Or you could have like a Ledger and a Tangem, or a Trezor and a Tangem. It doesn't really matter. The goal is to have multiple seed phrases that you can split your cryptocurrency between. So by doing that, you're instantly splitting your risk. And the reason you do that, it's not because the hardware wallet isn't secure. It's because as humans, we make mistakes. So if you slip up one day and you sign a transaction or something with your hardware wallet and all your crypto's on it, you could still lose all your crypto. But if you split your crypto 50-50 between 2 wallets, you wouldn't lose all your crypto. Yeah, you would lose half of it, and that still blows, but you would still have the other half. And a really good example of this comes from Brandon LaRoque, which I made a video on. I'm sure a lot of you have seen that video. If you haven't, you should go watch it after this live stream. Just type in how Brandon LaRoque lost $3 million in XRP. So he had basically all his retirement in XRP, and he had all the XRP stored on one LEPAL hardware wallet. And no one knows for sure exactly what mistake he made. But I know for sure one of the mistakes he made was keeping $3 million on one hardware wallet. Ultimately, the hardware wallet ended up getting compromised because of something he did, and he lost $3 million. His and his wife's retirement completely gone. Now think, if he had split that $3 million between 3 different wallets, well, he could still at least be left with $2 million, right? So diversification is key. And again, you can work your way up to it if you're just getting into crypto, or maybe you have a smaller amount of crypto. You don't need 3 hardware wallets right off the bat. Just start with one, and just know as you build your portfolio, it might be worth considering getting another hardware wallet. And again, it doesn't really matter. You can mix and match hardware wallets. You could use the same brand. It's really up to you. The important thing is that you're using different seed phrases and distributing your crypto between those different seed phrases. That's how you diversify your crypto from a security standpoint. One thing I will say is one of my favorite wallets, and why I have 10 different sets now, is Tangem is a really easy way to diversify your crypto. I mean, any wallet will work. But the cool thing about Tangem is you can set up an unlimited number of Tangem wallets using the Tangem app. And then you can just swipe between all your different wallets. So you can manage, 10 different wallets in one app if you really wanted to. Like I can show you here if you just, let's see. Maybe if this focuses, this is my Tangem app. And if you just swipe here at the top, you can just swipe between your different wallets. Makes it super easy to manage all your different accounts. Plus, you can send crypto between your different cold wallets, which is another reason I really like Tangem. But ultimately, you can diversify your crypto using any number of wallets. And then the 5th cold wallet mistake that we were actually talking about on the live stream yesterday, a couple people were asking me about is falling for various types of address poisoning and dusting attacks. So, almost everyone who has a self custodial wallet, which is a wallet where you own the keys, so you have the seed phrase that includes hot wallets like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Phantom, as well as any cold wallet, Tangem, Trezor, Ledger. Almost everyone who has a self custodial wallet has random crypto sitting in their wallet that they didn't purchase. So, where did this crypto come from? It's not by mistake. This is, there are various types of attacks, but one of the most common attacks is address poisoning. And someone will send you a small amount of crypto to your wallet. And then because it's a transaction, it will actually show up in your wallet's transaction history tab. Now, something sneaky that they do is they can actually create their wallet address to look like your wallet address. So they can make the first and last 4 to 5 digits of their wallet address the same as yours. So it's not the same address, but it looks the same because a lot of people only check the first and last few digits of their address. So if you're someone who copies your wallet's address from the transaction history tab, it's very likely that you're going to copy a scammer's address and accidentally send your crypto to their address. And that's exactly why they do these address poisoning attacks. Another one would be, a scammer will send crypto to your wallet and it will actually have some sort of value. It'll be like $20 or $100 worth of crypto. And you're like, oh, sweet, free crypto. So you go to sell it. And then it says, this crypto can't be sold. Visit this website to, claim it or whatever. And then you'll go and visit the website. It ends up being a malicious website where you either connect your wallet and sign a malicious transaction, or maybe they have you reveal your seed phrase, some kind of social engineering scam. So, unfortunately, the only thing you can really do when it comes to different address poisoning and dusting attacks is to one, hide the crypto in your wallet, just hide those random cryptos, uh, and two, don't interact with them. That's really all we can do because it's kind of like sending an email. Whoever has your email address, they can send you an email. They don't need your permission. It's the same with crypto wallets. And because all of our receiving addresses are public and on the blockchain, I mean, I could just go to Etherscan right now and look at a million different Ethereum wallet addresses and just start sending out random crypto to people. Anyone can do it. So that's the fifth mistake: address poisoning scams. And I'd say those are 5 mistakes that a lot of people aren't aware of. And again, if you're not using your cold wallet the way they're designed to be used, it's not going to protect you. This is exactly why, like, if you head over to Reddit right now and type in Ledger Wallet or Trezor or Tangem, you'll see a lot of threads from people that say, my Ledger wallet was hacked. And they'll be like, I've never shared my seed phrase. It's sitting in my safe. I didn't even touch it. But then you ask them, oh, have you ever connected it to a website or signed a transaction? Well, yeah. Well, yeah, you just signed a malicious transaction and your, your seed phrase, or not your seed phrase, but you basically allow the scammer access in your wallet. That's still the number one mistake that people make with cold wallets is treating it like a hot wallet. If you're getting a harder wallet for the sake of securing your crypto, you need to treat it like a savings account. You don't spend money from it. You're not using it to interact with different platforms. You are using it as a means to secure your crypto, to store it. That's it. So that doesn't mean you can't get a different cold wallet to do things in DeFi for a little added security if you want to. But that's a whole nother story. Anyways, the reason I wanted to go over those 5 mistakes is because, again, on yesterday's live stream, there was data released that April of this year, just this last month, was a record high for crypto losses. Again, over $650 million lost in crypto in April. We haven't seen those kind of numbers since March 2022. And the crazy part about that is we're in the midst of a bear market right now, or a lot of people would say. There's not a lot going on. So the fact that we're reaching record highs in scams and hacks is a sign. And one of the main reasons for that is AI. Scammers and hackers are now utilizing AI to carry out social engineering scams. So we're looking at like deep fakes. There's videos of popular influencers. People are even impersonating me. They can make people say things that they've never actually said. So that's one way that they're tricking people. They can also use AI to find vulnerabilities in code. I made a video on this. It's AI is insane, and if you look at the data, since AI has really gone mainstream, crypto scams and hacks have been going way up, and it's only going to get worse. And right now, the best way that you can defend yourself against AI is to get your keys offline because AI is really only online. Get your keys offline and keep them there, which is using a hardware wallet. Anyways, I'm gonna jump over to the chat here.